What's up, you suckers? This isn't IGN, mate. This is Definition here to tell you you're a little mug. But what you need to do, if you're a big Uncharted fan, is play Uncharted The Lost Legacy. I'm going to go through some of the main points of the game that I've noted down. You know, it's not perfect. It is a DLC sort of thing that they ended up extending into a full release. So I'm just going to break it down and let you decide, mate, if you want to buy it or not. So a couple of problems with the game. Um, when you're playing stealth, there's still not an option where you can, get someone's attention. Like, you have to wait for them to walk in their patrol, which is really weird. I know in The Last of Us you could throw bottles and bricks, but you can't do that in this, and you've never been able to in the Uncharted game. So I just think it's kind of weird, but you do get rewards for clearing areas in a stealth manner, which is really good. You also get some added skills, such as your lockpick, and the start of the game is really, really, really good. Eventually, this goes into an open world section, which you can kind of see Chloe, the protagonist, is driving about, and it becomes very dull. I thought it was just needless padding. A lot of it's quest, like fetch questing. One of them is absolutely ridiculous to do without a guide. And there's I didn't realize there was a secret quest as well that I accidentally enrolled myself on. I thought it was part of the main game, and you ended up having to collect another 13 different things. And can you imagine that, when you just want to power through a game and they made you go to 7 locations to do stuff, and then do another 13 on top of that. So yeah, a lot of it is padding early on. You think you're making progress in it, but they do keep pulling the rug out from under you. And it's just the typical sort of lazy development, I call it, where they've just filled it for the sake of filling it. Also, another thing with Uncharted is that's a staple of the series. You can see things that you want to jump over, like bushes and logs and stuff, but if the game doesn't want you to go there, it's not going to let you go, so you just can't jump over them. And it's meant to be open world, and you're meant to have a lot of freedom, but these things really limit you. Now, more onto the good stuff. It's definitely the best climbing that there's ever been in Uncharted, and one of the best climbing sections I've ever played in a game. There's lots of magical moments in it, like at one point you ride an elephant. It's just a shame that it's got all these magic bits in, but the midsection's so dull. It's also nice that in the game you can take selfies and pictures, and you can look at them. It sort of is a commentary on how self-obsessed the world has become, that you can't even play through a game now without taking a selfie, you absolutely dull idiot. It's sort of, the usual. You go to you're climbing up something, you grab a ledge, it crumbles away. So it can feel a bit by the numbers a lot of the time, I'm not gonna lie. However, these set pieces, I mean, you can see one going on screen now where you're in a room filled with water and you've got to quickly pick the lock, and they're just so well done. If you thought the mud section in Uncharted 4 was good, where you were driving along and getting pulled along, and you kept jumping from vehicle to vehicle, it was a right laugh. It was a bit like me dad driving home on a Saturday night, a bit of Grand Theft Auto, the lad. He likes it like that, and he likes to kill prostitutes. So he probably won't like this game, but there are other games out there. But I digress. The set pieces in this are really great, and the final set pieces, I'm going to spoil it now, so turn it off, yeah, if you haven't already had everything absolutely spoiled for you. But subscribe my channel, yeah, if you're going to turn it off before you do that, you little dick. But yeah, the last set piece is the train from Uncharted 2, mixed in with driving and swinging. So you're jumping from the train. If you can't get past a carriage, that you've then got to jump into a car that's pulling alongside you, shooting at you, and it just goes for 100 miles an hour for the last hour of the game, and it's absolutely incredible. And I really, as much as I don't like the midsection of the game, I think for £20, which is what I paid for this, if you get past that midsection, then it's just a roller coaster. You have so many great stealth sections against cars that you've never seen. You know, you've never seen this in the franchise before, and you've really got to stealth your way through things and attack when the opportunity arises. Like there, you can see I just missed that car, and it's very, very tense, and it gets you very enthralled in it. And you've sort of got to be strategic in your attack. It's not always going to be easy for you. You know, you will have to switch what your plan is on the fly, and it keeps you engaged in these sections. And then, like I said, towards the end, it just ramps up so much from what it was early on that it's hard not to like recommend it just for this section. When I completed the game, I did what I normally do. You know, I've got a full-time job. I'm always editing YouTube videos. It's tough work, you know what I mean, being me. So I thought I'm not going to have the time to play through this again. So I sold it on eBay, but I was really caught on it. Like, you know, if I did have more time like I used to when I was 13, I probably wouldn't have sold this game, because that end section is so good that it knocks the lower quality mid-section of the game like out. Just out of memory, you forget about it. And the fact that they've completely polished their formula and upped it so much to the point where it's like this. You've never seen an action set piece in a game like this before, and it just keeps you on your toes. And I cannot like express how much I was just blown away by how good it was. However, like I keep saying, the mid-section of the game where you're just driving around, having to go from temple to temple, shooting people again, solving very mundane puzzles that are quite brain teasers, really just drags the game down. So, unfortunately, I can only at best give it a 7.5 out of 10, which, you know what, I said I wasn't IGN early on in the review, but I suppose I pretty much am IGN because I gave it the exact same score. So maybe I'm becoming a monster now who gets paid for reviews, and I belittle people on my comments for having different opinions to me. And I think Call of Duty was the best game ever, even though it was fucking terrible for the past 10 years. Anyway, thanks for checking out my reviews. You can also subscribe my channel whilst you're here, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace!